2. We're gonna take some measurements today. We're gonna average and learn about the scientific method. Do you wanna build an airplane? We're gonna build an airplane. Let's go fly. Alrighty. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to build an airplane. So to find the Paper Airplane Lab from your course, go to Unit 1. And then from Unit 1, we're going to scroll down to Experimental Design, which is 1.02. We're going to click on the Paper Airplane for a grade. Now, I know this looks like a quiz to y'all, but what we did is we had to embed the assignment in the course as a quiz. That way, you don't have to download, save, type on, save, and then upload to a Dropbox. We've eliminated the Dropbox by putting it in the course as a quiz. So when you open it up, it's going to say Start Quiz Now, and that's okay. Don't worry about it. So down at the bottom of your page, you're going to click Start Quiz. And it's going to open up our paper airplane investigation. And from here, you're going to find everything that you need in order to complete this lab. Okay? So step 1 or question 1 is to identify your problem. All right? So for the purpose of this investigation, we'll define best as the plane that can fly the furthest. Decide what you would like to test, the length of the plane, the weight of the plane, or the style of the plane or type of paper. So when you make a paper airplane, there are hundreds of different designs that you can choose from online, right? So do you want to test 2 different designs? Do you want to test 2 different types of paper? Let's say computer paper versus newspaper, okay? What kinds of things are you going to be looking for? So you're going to do a little bit of background research and you're going to type it in here, right? Just basically what affects a paper airplane. And this is a very simple Google search. Paper airplane design, what factors make a better paper airplane, those kinds of searches. And you're going to type it right here for question 1. Now in question 2, you're going to make a hypothesis. Based on how you define what you know about paper airplanes, write a hypothesis in the space below. So remember that a hypothesis is what you believe will happen based on your background information. Okay, we talked about this in class when we were talking about the scientific method. So if you're trying to figure out how far can I make my airplane fly, right? Your hypothesis might be, based on the different types of paper, it will fly further with X type of paper rather than Y type of paper, or the weight of the paper, or the design of the plane, whatever you're looking at, okay? Now, for question number 3, you need to actually go fly your airplane 3 different times, all right? And then we need you to measure how far does your paper airplane go. If you have a meter stick, if you have a ruler, if you have a tape measure, all of those are great tools for measuring. So let's say you don't have any of that. That's okay. Count how many of your actual feet. Okay, so if you're going to use your actual feet because you don't have any other way of measuring it, let's say you come up with 25. My unit would be Rachel feet. That's my name, right? And let's say my next one is going to be 30 Rachel feet, because remember in science we can't have naked numbers. So if you measure in inches, you would need to say 30 inches. If you're going to measure in meters, 30 meters. If you're measuring with your feet, right? Your unit would be your name and foot. Let's say the last one was not a great flight, so it only went 20 Rachel feet. Okay? So from here, you need to average your numbers. All right, so remember, how do you average? We are going to add up these 3 numbers, and then we're going to divide that by 3. So if I was going to do mine, it would be 25 plus 30 plus 20 gives me a total of 75. I flew it 3 times, so I'm going to take my 75 and divide by 3, and I get my average distance of 25 Rachel feet. Okay. Question 5. You're going to actually fly it again after you make some modifications to your plane. So let's say I change the material from computer paper to newspaper, all right? This first line is meant for you to tell me what did you change. Then you're gonna go fly it some more, all right? And this time I went 15 Rachel feet, and then I went 20 Rachel feet, and then I went another 15 Rachel feet, okay? Then for question 6, we're going to go ahead and we're going to fly it 3 more times, or after we have flown it 3 more times, we're going to average those numbers again. So 20 plus 15 plus 15 divided by 3 gives me 16.6 Rachel feet. Okay. So what was the question this investigation sought to answer? Think back to the purpose. So what did you write for number 1? It's going to be very similar to your answer for number 7. Okay. List the changes you made. I changed it from computer paper to newspaper. You may have changed it from computer paper to cardstock. You might have changed the wing design. You might have added paper clips to weigh your airplane down, whatever it is, okay? How might errors in your measurements affect the conclusions of your investigation? Think back to what we talked about in class when it comes to errors and how it's very important in science that you're as accurate as you can be. Number 10, how did you reduce the chances of errors in your particular flight? 11, why do you think the instructions said to change only one part of the plane? Again, think back to what we talked about in class. Why is it important to change just one thing at a time? And 12, what type of design can you conclude makes the best paper airplane? Based on your flights. That's all I'm asking for. Based on your flights, what is the best design? Now, you know what I really like about this lab is most of these questions, there's no right or wrong answer because I'm asking, what did you do, right? So for here, no right or wrong answer. It's based on how much you flew. No right or wrong answer. No right or wrong answer. It's all based on what you did, so I just need you to try, okay? But if you're having questions or if you're having any issues, please don't hesitate to reach out to us, okay? Thanks, guys.